Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am really excited because we are gonna be sitting down and doing a full face of new makeup, new to me makeup, not necessarily like new release makeup, although there are a couple new release products in here. But a lot of this stuff is just new to me, stuff I haven't tried yet, or stuff that I have tried maybe only once or twice. So I thought it was time to do one of these videos actually showing you guys some of the makeup that I buy in action. Before we get started, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel and click the bell notifications that we are notified of all of my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so starting off with primer, I'm gonna go in with the Dominique Cosmetics. This is the Blur and Moisture Serum Primer. Now, I think I've tried this once before, but honestly, I don't remember my thoughts on it. It's been a while, so I thought we could test it out again. I don't think I've reviewed this on my channel either, so it's gonna be like a first impressions because I don't remember how I felt about it when I used it once. So let me just go ahead and try to pump some onto my fingers. Okay, so this is how the texture looks. So it's definitely more like a gel kind of texture. So let's just apply that all over the face. And this is supposed to offer moisture and help blur the skin. So let's see if it does that. It does feel really moisturizing, like right off the bat. It feels like I'm applying skincare to my face, like a serum, like as in the name says, it's a serum primer. So as you can see, my skin definitely looks hydrated. It feels really nice. So let's see if it blurs though. I'm just gonna kind of rub it in a bit more. Now I'm just gonna take my mirror and get up close and see if I feel like it blurred my pores. Honestly, yeah, I feel like it did blur a little bit. It's definitely not like the most blurring primer that I've used, but I do feel like it did offer a little bit of a blurring effect as well. And it does feel like really, really moisturizing, so I do like that. If you have dry skin, this would definitely be something that you would like because it does offer a ton of hydration. Like you can just see my skin is like literally glowing. We're gonna go in with one of my favorite foundations. This is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. So again, it's kind of like a serum formula. It does actually offer quite a bit of coverage, which I was really impressed with. So I have used this foundation quite a few times. I think there's like just over half a bottle left, so that kind of shows you how much I love it. I've used it a lot. So this isn't a first impressions by any means, but I haven't used this on my channel yet, so I figured I would show you guys how it looks on the skin. It's very beautiful, and I have the shade 2 to 3 Light. So I find with this foundation, there isn't a lot of shade options. I feel like this one is almost a little bit too dark, but then the shade below it is like too light for me. So it's kind of, you know, hard to find the perfect shade, I feel like. I don't know if that's just because it's like a tinted serum and not specifically like a foundation, so there's less shade options. I don't know, but anyways, let's go ahead and apply this. And another thing about this is it does come with a dropper, so it is a little bit messy, or it can be messy if you're not careful. I know I've been there where I've dropped foundation on my shirt or like on my lap, so just be careful when applying this because yeah, it can kind of drip, so I always just be very careful. Let's go ahead and blend it in. You guys will see how the shade is a little bit dark. Like I said, it's just like a tad bit dark. I do have self tan on right now, so it does match a bit better. It might actually match pretty perfectly while I have a self tan, but when I'm not tan, this is definitely too dark for me. So yeah, that's how it looks. As you guys can see, it's very glowy, very natural looking. It feels like you have nothing on your skin, honestly. Like it is, like I said, a tinted serum, so it's gonna be that very lightweight type of formula. This is why I love it so much, especially for summer. It's just because it really just doesn't feel like you have anything on, and it does offer really decent coverage. So I mean, obviously here you can see I still have like a blemish and it didn't cover up like everything. I could definitely go in with some concealer, but for just like every day, I feel like this is the perfect amount of coverage. I typically reach for more lighter coverage foundations now, or like tinted moisturizers and stuff like that instead of full coverage. I'm definitely gonna have to pick up another one soon because I'm like literally already halfway through the bottle. Next for brows, I'm gonna go in with this Urban Decay Brow Beater waterproof brow pencil, and I actually picked this up at Winners because it still has the tag on it. It was $12.99, and I have the shade Brunette Betty, which is like a medium brown. So here's how the packaging looks. And then inside, it looks like this. I do like the packaging of it. I think it's pretty. I like the purple. I don't know if it's gonna focus. There you go. I don't think I've honestly tried anything from Urban Decay other than their setting spray, and I think I tried a foundation from them like years and years ago, but I really don't have like anything from them in my collection. So I'm excited to try like another product from them. The only thing I have is their setting spray, but I think that's it. So yeah, I really need to try more from the brand, I feel like. So hopefully this brow pencil is good. It does come with a spoolie on one end as well, which is always nice to have. And then the tip, it's not like your typical like rounded or like pointed tip. It's got that triangle shape, which I actually like in brow pencils. I find that they work pretty well. And the fact that this one is really, really small, I feel like will work good. So let's go ahead and try it. I'm first just gonna brush up my brow hairs and let's go in. Okay, so that's working pretty good. It's actually giving quite a bit of pigment and it's not overly waxy. Like I feel like it glides pretty nicely. So I like that. Okay, so here's how it looks. Honestly, it worked pretty good. I think that the color is a pretty good match as well. It glides on really nice. It's not overly waxy, but it's not too creamy either. It's like the perfect blend. So yeah, I really like this so far. Okay, up next, we're gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. So this is the newest brow gel that I have in my collection. I have used it once already, but it's been a while, so I figured we could try it out again. So here's how the packaging looks. And then inside, it just looks like this. So let's go ahead and apply some of this. Let me just grab a fresh spoolie. I'm gonna use this one from ColourPop. And I remember the first time I used this, I remember liking it. So I really hope that I still like it. So let's see. I'm just gonna take a little bit on the spoolie here and just apply. Brush the hairs up. Okay, I like how that looks. Now let's do the other one. If you like that soap brow look, then you would definitely like this. And I found like the first time I used it that it did hold my brows in place. So that's obviously what you want, because I find that a lot of brow gels and brow waxes, they just don't offer holds for very long. I just find myself having to always reapply or fix my brows, and it is super annoying. So I remember with this one that I was impressed with the hold on it. So let's just hope that we have the same result this time. But so far, I mean, it looks good. I'm gonna have to clean up my brows a little bit and like just kind of touch up with the brow pencil, but overall I think that I like the way they are looking. Okay, next we're gonna move on to the eyes, and I'm so excited to finally use this palette on my channel. This is the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette. Look at how beautiful this packaging is. Oh my gosh, there's so much detail in here. And this is seriously like the most beautiful everyday neutral palette. Look at that. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have only used this palette once, and it took me so long to use it. I don't know why, but I had it sitting in my collection for probably like a year before I touched it, and I always like meant to use it, but then I always kind of forgot I had it, or I was waiting to save it for a video or something like that, and then I just never ended up using it. So today we are going to use it. I did use 5 shades when I did the first look with it. I've only used it once, like I said. So I used these 2 shades here and these shades here, and then I also used this pink shimmer. So we're gonna use maybe some of the same shades, but I'm gonna use a couple different shades as well. So because I wanna try out more of the palette, I only got to try out 5 shades. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do a look with this. I'm so excited. It is such a beautiful formula. The mattes, the shimmers, they perform amazing. So yeah, let's go ahead and create a look. Okay, so to start, I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is I'm Shy. And I'm just gonna buff that into the crease. So this looks like a pretty kind of neutral peach shade. This is gonna look really nice as a transition color. Okay, then next I'm gonna take this shade right here called Vibes, and we're just gonna deepen up the crease with that. Okay, and then taking it even a step further, I'm gonna go in with this shade Sakura right here. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I'm gonna go with that, and I'm gonna use that to deepen up the outer corner. Okay, and then for shimmer, I'm thinking I wanna go in with this Expose shade right here. So it's like a gold, but it does look like it has a little bit of a shift. So I'm just gonna apply that with my finger. Ooh, that is really gold, wow. I mean, look at that color. Look at that pigment. It's like foiled metallic. It is stunning. Okay, next up we're gonna go in with concealer, and I'm gonna be taking the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. So this concealer is like an OG. It's been around for years, but this is the pink shade. It's in the shade 160, and this shade specifically kind of went viral on TikTok recently, so I had to get it because I love like a bright under eye, and a pink concealer is supposed to help kind of brighten and cover up dark circles. So we're gonna go in with this today. I have used this already, as you can see. It's not new, but I do love the formula of this one. It's one that I used to use all the time, and now I have the pink one, and I like to use it just for brightening. Like I said, that's kind of what it's designed for, and you will see kind of the shade, how it looks. So you can see there that it is tinted pink, and I just like to go in with a lot because I do have like some under eye bags. It does have really good coverage. I would say it's like medium coverage. So yeah, I really like it. I let it sit for about like 30 seconds or so, and then we're gonna go ahead and blend it in. So I'm just gonna be taking this kind of skinny little sponge from e.l.f. to blend it in. So you will see how it kind of brightens up everything. I really like this pink shade, and the formula, like I said, is really good. It's honestly one of the best drugstore concealers I've used, just because it doesn't crease easily, I find. So I really like that, and like I said, the coverage is really good too. So I definitely need to pick this up again in like just a regular concealer shade too. I do love the pink one, but I would like to have it in just like a regular everyday kind of concealer shade. So as you can see, it did brighten up everything under the eye. I feel like it looks so much better, and it definitely covered up some of the darkness there. So yeah, I really like this one. If you want a brightening concealer, definitely check this one out. It's in the shade 160. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do cream contour next. So I have this Tarte Sculpt Tape liquid contour wand. So I got this in my Sephora haul, I want to say like a couple months ago now at this point, and I got the shade Soft Bronze. So I have used this already a few times, and I do like it. I wanted to show you guys though on a video how it performs. So it does come with a little sponge tip, just like the Charlotte Tilbury one, and it also has an on and off switch, so you can just switch it to on when you're using it and off when you're not using it. That way the product doesn't like keep coming out, because I feel like with these tubes, like if you were to squish it or to get thrown in your bag and it got squished at all and it wasn't shut off, like it could leak everywhere. So really got to be careful with these components. But I do really like this formula and the color. I'll show you how it looks. So that is it there. It's actually a really nice color. I like the shade on me personally. Okay, I need to squeeze some more out. There we go. So I'm just gonna add a bunch, because I feel like with this one, it is pigmented, but I feel like you do have to build it up quite a bit to get, at least for me, the pigment that I like. So I do sometimes go in with multiple layers of the product just to kind of build it up to the color that I want. So let's just do a little bit on the nose as well. I do think that this product specifically isn't really worth the money. I paid, I think, like $40 some for it, and honestly my Milani and e.l.f. contour wands work just as well as this one. So I don't really think that this one is really worth the price, in my opinion. I do like it. I don't know if I would repurchase it again. It's really hard to justify spending that much on one product. I really do love my e.l.f. and Milani ones, and I reach for them all the time. So I feel like for the price difference, it's just not really worth paying all that extra money for this one. I mean, maybe one thing that it has that the others don't is like the on and off switch, but I don't think that's like a deal breaker for me. I mean, if I can save like $30 and not have that little switch, I think I'm happy with that. I just wanted to try it out because I didn't have any high-end contour ones in my collection. So that's the one that I opted to get over the Charlotte Tilbury. The Charlotte Tilbury one is even more expensive than this one, so I just don't know that I could justify buying that one. And I even got this one on sale. I got it when it was 20% off, like for the Sephora sale, like I said. So I did save a bit of money. And that would be like the only time that I would buy it, is when it was on sale, because I just wouldn't pay full price. I don't mind splurging once in a while, but for the most part, I do like to, you know, not spend too much. So I will opt for drugstore options a lot of the time, especially if they are comparable, you know, in formula and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's just my opinion. I mean, I've heard some people don't even like this contour one. I know I've heard people say that like it lifts your foundation and stuff like that. I don't find that it does on me, but I don't know. Everyone's different. Everyone has different experiences with makeup, so it's hard to say, but for me, I do like it. I think it works really well. So yeah, that's kind of how we're looking. So I think this time I did add enough. I didn't have to go in with an extra layer. I feel like I have to blend this out a bit more. I mean, I did let it dry on my skin a little bit too long, I feel like, because I was talking, but it doesn't dry super fast, so you do have a little bit of time when you apply it. You can kind of apply it all over your face first and then go in and blend. Next up for blush, I'm gonna go in with this Merit Blush Balm. This is in the shade Stockholm. Recently, I got this in PR, and I have tried it, I think twice now, and I really, really like it. The shade is so pretty. Look at that color. But I do find that with this blush, I like to go in with a brush and not just swipe it on my face, because I did that the first time and it took off my foundation. So I like to go in with a brush with this blush and kind of just dab it on and then go in. So you guys can see how beautiful this shade is. It's like the perfect pink. Look at that, wow. I love this color. It's just such a pretty summer shade. And it does offer like a little bit of a sheen too. Like you can see how it kind of, it catches the light a little bit there. So it's kind of like a dewy blush, which I really like, especially in summertime. So yeah, I really, really like this one. I definitely want to pick up more shades, like now that I've tried this, because this is my first time ever trying Merit. Well, not in this video, but like the PR package that they sent me, that was my first time ever trying the brand. And I liked everything I tried, so yeah, I really, really like this. This looks so pretty. Look at that. I'm honestly gonna keep going because I just love a lot of blush. And I feel like this one is very kind of natural looking. Like it's not over the top pigmented where like you can go too far very quickly. I feel like with this, like the color is still not like overly pigmented. So you can build it up, but it's also more on like the sheer side. I feel like when you just like apply it once, you can get away with just like a tiny hint of color, but I like to build it up a lot to have a lot of color there, because I just like a very blushed look. So this color is beautiful. I absolutely love it. I just think it looks so pretty. Now we are gonna go ahead and set the under eyes. So I have a pink powder to set the under eyes with. I have been trying to get my hands on the Huda Beauty pink powder for like ever. It's always sold out. But recently, One Size came out with their Ultimate Setting Powder. So it's the setting powder that they've had out for a long time, but they released a couple new shades, and one of them is Ultra Pink. So I had to get it because I've been dying to get a pink setting powder. So we're gonna use it today, and here is how the packaging looks. Love the packaging of this. I just love the pink, it's so pretty. I have tried this before, and I've tried the original formula. I have that one too, but the pink one I have also tried a few times, and I do really like how it looks. I like the brightness it gives. I'm just gonna dump some out into the cap here, and I'll show you how it looks. So this is the color of it here. So you can see it is definitely very pink. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes with this. Now I'm just gonna touch up my concealer just to make sure it hasn't creased at all. I might even go in with a bit more, to be honest, because I feel like I need more in the inner corner there. So I'm just gonna add a little more. And then you will see how it looks with the pink powder and the pink concealer. So this is, you know, the combination that you're gonna wanna use if you want a really bright under eye is go in with a pink concealer and then a pink setting powder. Just trying to get some on my powder puff here. So let me go ahead and set. I'm just gonna look up a little bit, that way it doesn't crease. Okay, so you guys can see that. Look at that difference. How much brighter does that look? Oh my gosh, I love this powder. It also has a blurring effect, so it is gonna blur the under eyes as well. I'm just gonna kind of create a line here on my nose to kind of carve out the contour that I have going on. Just do a light little line here. Okay, so I like how that is looking. I'm gonna let that sit, and I'm gonna do the other eye as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna sweep that away. And that is how it looks. Doesn't it look good? Oh my gosh, I love this combination. The pink setting powder with the pink concealer. Such a good combination. If you are trying to get your hands on the Huda Beauty one and you can't, just like me, because like I said, it's always sold out, definitely check out the one size one. I don't know if it's sold out right now, but I feel like it's less popular than the Huda Beauty one, so it might be easier to get your hands on. But yeah, I definitely recommend that combination. Speaking of Huda Beauty, we're gonna go in with the setting powder to set the rest of my face, but we're going in with the shade Cupcake. So this one is a lot easier to get your hands on, and I do recommend it because I love the way that this makes my skin look. It is such a good powder, and I totally get the hype. I bought this during the sale as well, like the past sale, which was, what, in April, I think? I had to get it because I just kept hearing everyone rave about it, and I was like, okay, I gotta see what the hype is about this setting powder. Now, if only I could get my hands on the pink one. I know I will at some point, but it like never restocks, so it's very, very hard to get. So here's how it looks. And again, I have used this, but I've only used it like once or twice, but you guys will get to see how it looks on the skin and how it just kind of sets everything so beautifully. So here is how it looks on the inside. This one has a slight pink tint. It's very minimal. So I do like this one. I think it's brightening. You can use it under the eyes as well to brighten because it does have a slight tint. But I'm gonna go in all over the face with it. So I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and just kind of dip in and tap off the excess, and then we're gonna just set my foundation. One thing I will say though, if you are sensitive to scents, then you might not speaking of, then you might not like this because it does have a strong fragrance. Like, I don't know, it smells perfumey to me. I don't personally mind the scent, but if you are sensitive to fragranced products, then this might not be the one for you. But I did hear that they are coming out with unscented versions, so if they do come out with those, then you can wait for that one and try that one. Honestly, if they do come out with them, that will be my next repurchase because I do find like the scent to be a little bit strong, but it's something I can deal with, but I would prefer a fragrance-free version. I'm really liking how my skin is looking. I feel like it blurred everything really nicely and set everything just perfectly. So I really do like the setting powder. Like I said, aside from the scent, it is a little strong, but I think the powder itself works so good. So definitely worth checking out. So I'm just gonna let that bake, sit a little bit, and then I'm gonna finish up my eyes because I need to put some shadow underneath my eyes. So, oh my gosh, I'm running out of room here on my desk. I have just clutter literally everywhere. So, okay. Let's go ahead and pick a shade for the under eyes. Do I want to try something new? I don't know. I feel like I might stick in the same row that I have been using. So I might go in with this shade here, which is Apricot. I didn't use that one. So let me just clean off this brush here. And then I'm going to put that one on the lower lash line. So this is like a really pretty peachy shade. I like this. Definitely goes with the rest of the look. Okay, so now I'm gonna take that I'm Shy shade again on a fluffy brush and just blend out the edges. Okay, and then I'm gonna take that deeper shade Sakura again and just kind of blend the two together here at the corner, just so it kind of looks more seamless. Okay, I think I like how that looks. Now we can go ahead and brush off this bake. Okay, so the mascara I have is from Stila, and it's the Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. I haven't really heard anyone talk about this. I don't know if it's any good or not, but I've had it in my collection for quite a while at this point, and I don't think I've ever tried it. So we're gonna test it out today. It says, it's a super volumizing, long-wearing mascara that drenches every lash in intense triple black pigments and builds unstoppable color for the boldest, blackest false lash look ever. Okay, so that sounds amazing. Here is how the packaging looks. Very pretty, like gold packaging. And let's see how the wand looks. Oh, okay, I like this kind of wand. This is similar to like the Too Faced Better Than Sex, or like the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. I can't remember the name of that one, but I really like both of those, and this wand looks pretty similar. So let's go ahead and see how it looks. Okay, that's one coat. Honestly, I don't know, like at first I thought I really liked it when it was going on, but now I'm like, I went in with maybe a little too much because it's making my lashes kind of like clump together. So it's not really adding volume that way because they're kind of just like sticking together, and now it looks like I have big gaps here. So I don't know, I'm just gonna let it dry a little bit before I go in with a second coat, and maybe with the second coat it'll build up a bit and just add more volume and fill in these kind of gaps here. I don't know, or I might have to like comb through my lashes. I think I do have a comb. Let's see if I can kind of separate them a little, because yeah, they are sticking together. Okay, let's go in with the second coat now and see if it looks any better. So here is two coats, and honestly, I'm just not liking it that much. I feel like my curl is not holding, and I just don't see that much volume. Like, this is supposed to be a volumizing mascara. It says super volumizing. I just don't really feel like it is. I feel like it made my lashes clump together, even though it says here on the box that you can apply multiple coats without any clumping. I beg to differ. My lashes like clumped together right away, and now it looks like I have almost less volume than I did before. So yeah, this is just not that great in my opinion, but I do want to give it the chance to dry up a little bit. I feel like the more a mascara dries out, the better it tends to work. So I will keep using this for a week or two and see if I notice it performing any better, because as of right now, I just feel like the formula is too wet and it's just not working for me. My lashes just don't look that great in my opinion. So I'll keep you guys updated. I will update the description box as well, letting you know if I notice any smudging or flaking, because it does say that it shouldn't smudge. So we will see. I will definitely let you guys know. Okay, for lips, we're gonna go in with this Deck of Scarlet Wear Me Out Long Wear Lip Pigment. So this I got in PR as well. I got 3 different shades of these lipsticks. Today I'm gonna go in with the shade Naughty, which is like a very cool tone nude. I'll show you a swatch. So look at that there. It's like a very, very cool tone, which I actually really like. With the right lip liner, it just looks so good. So I did pair it with a darker lip liner. This is from Gerard Cosmetics. It's in the shade Underground. I actually have discount codes for both of these brands, so I will put them in the description box for you guys if you want to check them out. So let's go in with this color. Oh my gosh, look at that, you guys. Is this not like 90s grunge? Like, this is so... It's such a unique color. It's almost like gray, but I just think it looks really good with a dark lip liner. Let me just go ahead and add a little more. So these lippies, they are actually like transfer proof. When they dry down matte, and they do dry down to be comfortable. I don't find them overly drying, but they are transfer proof. So if you're looking for something that you can wear all day, whether you're eating, drinking, doing a lot of talking, all that stuff, this is definitely a good option because they just last forever. I will do a transfer test on the back of my hand. I'll just let it dry a bit. I'll show you guys how amazing it is. I actually really like these. I think it's like pretty dry now. I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah, see that? There's a tiny bit, but nothing crazy. And if I let it dry down even more, I feel like there'd be even less. Let me go ahead and try this hand. Yeah, there's like barely anything there. So they're basically transfer proof. And I really like this color. I think it's just like a really unique, pretty color. And then we have two more products left. We have highlight and setting spray. So I think I'm gonna go in with setting spray first because I do like to, typically I set my face before I go in with highlight. And this one is from Ciate London. I got this recently in a BoxyCharm, maybe a few months ago or so. This is the Watermelon Burst Setting Spray, which is honestly perfect for summer because I love watermelon everything in summertime. And I haven't actually tried this yet. Is this supposed to be a dewy setting spray? It says it has niacinamide, yeah, dewy finish. Okay, so that's perfect. So here's how the bottle looks. Very pretty pink packaging. And I'm just gonna shake it up a little. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spritz. Ooh, that smells so good. It smells like true watermelon, not like an artificial watermelon, which I can appreciate because I feel like so many watermelon scented products are like very artificially scented. This one smells like actual like fresh watermelon. I feel like the sprayer could be a little bit more of a fine like mist, but it's not bad. And I'm just gonna let it kind of dry so we can see the finish. Did it add some dewiness? I think so. I think it looks really pretty. So I actually really like that. I'm gonna have to keep that one out and use it this summer because I have it like sitting in a drawer right now. But I feel like I want to use that one this summer because it's really nice and I love the scent of it. So yeah, definitely a win. And then lastly for highlighter, I'm gonna go in with this one from Ofra. This is their X's and Glows highlighter. I recently got this in my Chic Beauty box. And I did try it on in that video, but I figured I would do another little try on because this highlighter is so pretty and it's the newest one in my collection. I haven't bought a new highlighter since the Rare Beauty ones came out, and I've already showed you guys that one on my channel, so I thought I would use something different today, even though I did use this one in my last Chic Beauty box video, but I think I paired it with a highlighter that I already had on, so it was kind of like mixed in with another highlighter, so I thought I would just use this one on its own today. And I'm gonna go in with just, I think, these two shades here. It's like kind of a champagne and then a pearly finish, so we're gonna go in with those two, kind of mix them together. And then, ooh, look at that. Ofra highlighters are so pretty. Look at how blinding that is. And I really love that this with this highlighter, you can kind of customize your highlight because there are 4 shades in here, so you can kind of go in with whatever you want. You can mix them all, you can mix a couple, or you can just go in with one shade. Like, look at how blinding that is. Oh my gosh. Okay, do a little bit on the nose. And then I'm gonna take a smaller brush to do my brow bone and inner corner. Okay, so I'm gonna take the lightest shade and apply that to the inner corner. And then the brow bone as well. Like, that is seriously so blinding. If you haven't tried Ofra highlighters, you are literally missing out. They are some of the best on the market. I mean, if you like blinding highlights, they are honestly the best. I'm just gonna fix my brow here. I think I got a little bit too much highlight on there. And also, quick update on the brow gel. It is still holding, so that's a good sign. It's been at least an hour now since I started filming, and yeah, they're still in place, so it is holding really well, so I love that. But yeah, that is everything. We are done with this makeup look. I love how it came out. I am so excited for all these products. I know I've used most of them a few times at this point, but they are all new to my collection. Well, minus the palette. I feel like I've had this palette for a year, but I have only used it twice now, so it's definitely gonna be something that I'm gonna reach for a lot now that I've tried it and I know how good the formulas are. It's gonna be like my go-to, I think. But yeah, everything else, like, I loved everything. I don't think there were any misses aside from the mascara. I don't know, I just feel like my eyelashes, they look okay, but there's just better mascaras out there, even like drugstore ones, so I'm just not crazy over this. But I won't say that it's like terrible, and I won't write it off quite yet, because like I said, I do want to try it out a bit more, let it dry out a bit, use it for a week or two, see how it performs then, because typically that's how I like my mascaras to be, is just a little bit more dried out. So I feel like it has potential, but we will see when we get there. I can keep you guys updated, like I said, and I will try to link all of these products down below for you guys so that you can check them out for yourself. But yeah, other than that, I loved everything else, and I feel like the look that we created today is really pretty. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these products and what your thoughts are. I would love to hear. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.